Lone Star gave us victory. Lone Star gave us victory.
This Lone Star team here gave us victory. Victory from where? Where you getting victory from? Victory from where? You don't have money to go to practice. Talking about victory. Super Sports rated on ELBC Radio 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. As I said, my name is Michael Dewia, along with Koluba Zize. Let's jump straight into the presentation because we are getting signals that Kelvin Sibwe and his head coach, Mario Marinica, are already in the compound of the Liberia broadcasting system. The Under 20 female team of Liberia has made a big move at the ongoing women's waffle competition in Senegal. Liberia walloped neighbor Sierra Leone 7 goals to 0 in Dakar to advance to the semis of the competition. According to reports, the Liberian team played a more coordinated match to the delight of fans at the encounter. In a related development, the Under 17 female team and its Nigerian counterparts are preparing for an uphill task next month. The Nigerian team is preparing to head into Monrovia or Liberia to face the Under 17 in the 4th round of the FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers at the SKD. Liberia got to the 4th round after eliminating Senegal on goal aggregate. The cracker will take place June 9th at the Boiling Point of Liberian football, that is the Samuel Kayando Sports Complex in Painesville. The Integrity Committee set up by the Ministry of Youth and Sports to investigate complaints from the recent county meet says it is yet to begin work. Sources close to the committee told our reporter Wednesday that the organizers of the event have not submitted any complaint to the committee to investigate up to date. The organizers have alleged that former Lone Star coach and Grand Bassa County Technical Director James Deba and other individuals disrupted and damaged properties belonging to the Ministry of Youth and Sports at the SKD. The committee was set up to investigate issues arising from the Just and the National County Meet. The Integrity Committee had said it has not received any complaint and will not begin any investigation on hearsay, text messages, and calls to authorities at the Ministry of Youth and Sports on the issue failed to yield any result. Our investigation will continue. Manchester City and Manchester United are in running gear for the final of the English FA Cup this Saturday. Both teams will battle at Wembley, and if United can win, they will play European football next season. Already, Manchester City is in the Champions League after winning the Premier League at the weekend. And this one just coming in says, 2 Super African Football Club champions, both of North Africa, will square off this weekend. They are Club Esperance of Tunisia and Al Hilal of Egypt. Both will clash in the second leg of the African Champions League in Cairo, Egypt. The first leg ended goalless in Tunis. The BBC says Al Hilal has won 5 and drew 6 of 11 previous Champions League matches against Esperance. Esperance, for their part, are seeking their 5th continental title and previously defeated the Egyptians in the 2018 final of the African Champions League. Super Sports, rated on ELBC Radio 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. As I said, we are expecting Kelvin Sibwe and Coach Mario Marinica. Both are members of the national football team of Liberia technical team. And let's go to Koluba. Perhaps
let's clear the desk quickly.
You want to clear the desk quickly?
Lona Grand
right
Final will come on tomorrow at the SKD. Alpha, will they be able to swallow the GB in the cup in front of NPA? So Alpha will be up against NPA at the SKD. Me playing pitch. But good news, the Football World Governing Body FIFA has sanctioned Equatorial Guinea Football Federation, and that decision has given Liberia 3 points. So it means Liberia now got 3 points, 3 goals in the qualifying rounds for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So that's good news for Coach Mario and all Liberians. Liberia, despite we could not get the victories the last time. Well, Equatorial Guinea being punished for feeding an ineligible player against Liberia. So Liberia got 3 points from that game. If you remember, we lost that game here at the SKD against Equatorial Guinea. Their captain who scored that goal was a judge of being ineligible. That's Imalio Nusu, who had the number 10, scored that goal against Liberia. So Liberia got 3 points, and we say, well, that's good news for our country. Well, the basketball league continues today at the sports, that's the SKD Gymnasium, and today, that's tomorrow. Matibaro, who I looking for, the title, will be in action tomorrow. There's the Barrow will take on Vision Yes at 5 p.m. while LPRC and Orders, that's LPRC Orders and Sister Mongers will climax these activities on tomorrow. And today, IE will take on Vision Yes, Commissioners, and NPA Anchors. Those are fixtures for today. The Kickball Federation National League is resuming tomorrow, but a mourning taking place in Kickball Circle following the passing of Delano Sumowu, one of the veteran kickball coaches who passed recently. We say our condolences to the kickball family. So it's good news. The Under 20, they are into the semifinals, but today they will be playing against Mauritania, and our guests are seated right now. Marco.
Yes, as I said, we are to play host to Kelvin Sebwe and Coach Mario Marinica. As a matter of fact, the both of them have already joined us in the sports studios. Let's see whether we can switch our attention now to Kelvin. Let's see whether Kevin is on this line. Kevin, can you please see whether you can come closer? Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
Okay, that's good. That's Kevin Sebwe. Let's see whether we can get Mario also on this side of our studio. Mario, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
How you guys doing?
Well, okay. Could it be better?
It will get better.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelvin. Since you were appointed by the technical team at the Liberia Football Association to work alongside Mario, how has it been?
Oh, it's been very good. We have a good working relationship. We look forward to achieving the same goals, and so far, things have been smooth in the technical staff.
When you talk about the senior objective, what is it?
Well, the objective is to make sure that we try to put Liberia on the right trajectory, because it's been long since we've had series of matches, winning games, and developing the team for the next 1, 2, or 3 years. So with his idea, with what he's thinking, with all of us on the technical staff, we see and we think that together we can find a way, we can find the winning ways. And the proof was just the game that the 2 games that we played that qualify us to the group stage of the African Cup of Nations. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and we are working on it to make sure that.
When you talk about a lot of work to be done, can you just drive us through at least 1 or 2?
Well, technically, we need to. Our emphasis has been laid. It's been laid on the local players, as you've seen, for more than 7, 8, 9 years to have majority of the players on the team local. This has not happened before. I mean, for a long time, very much unprecedented. And so to do that, in order to do that, you need a lot of work. You need coordination. You need a lot of practices. You need to have the budget funded, because it requires a lot. And that's our interest, to ensure that we put up a formidable team in the next 2, 3 years to come. And that's why we are working on.
Where did the idea come from that there's a need to have mostly local players rather than looking overseas?
Well, for me, that was very easy. Before the coach came, my thoughts was always there. I did not see the need, in as much as I have a lot of respect for the players abroad, but I did not see the need at this point to have more than 10, 15 foreign players at the time, considering the preparation time. And I thought that we could complement the efforts of the young lads playing here in the championship by visiting the matches, by putting them together, encouraging them, building their mind, and to get set for the international scene. So I was always thinking that, and then came the coach who felt the same, who thought the same. So when we spoke and we talked about this, and I like, wow, but this is great. I think this is something that I can get into because that's what I've been thinking. So we just managed to reason the same way, and we try to post something that people did not really believe. People still have doubts, but that's okay. That's how it is. It takes some time, and you work diligently with a lot of commitment, and you find the way forward.
Let me go to Coach Mario as the head coach. You listen to your principal assistant. He talked about the working relationship. He also talked about the selection of the local players because they are participating in the local championship league. Is it a good idea?
Well, actually, I think that's a tremendous idea because it was my idea. So everyone knows your idea. It's a good idea. And when I presented that and I spoke to Kevin, said, "Oh, that's fantastic. That's exactly what I was thinking all along, and that's everything I've been vouching for many years." And he was extremely pleased to find a reasonable partner, and we resonant on this. So we said, okay, let's work together. Let's get together and to do the same thing.
Have you had a chance or a time, if you may, Coach, of going to the league activities to make your own observation, to carry out your own independent selection of players?
Well, surprisingly, every single match we monitored. So with the staff we have, it was not one single match played in Moravia for us not to see. So we saw the matches, including the country meet matches.
Were you at the country meet?
All of them.
Okay.
All the matches that actually been in Moravia, either myself or one of my assistants was observing at least, one was watching the match. So we saw absolutely all the matches. So for example, in the league, we have observed 464 players. All 464 players we have observed, plus players from the country meet. We have about over 600 players that we are monitoring. And out of these players, we picked and choose those that actually they're in form and they're active, because some of them, sometimes they're not active, sometimes they're not in form. So for the national team, it's not like a club level where actually you have lots of time to train. So you have to pick the players on form. However, in our project, we need resources in order to train these players, because we work on 5 elements. We work on technical aspect, on tactical aspect, we work on physical aspect, we work on mental aspect, and we work on social aspect. So obviously social, we're talking about them as a team and also off the pitch, what they are doing. So therefore, we need a lot of time to spend with them and to address lots of issues and lots of shortcomings that they have through the league.
Let me hold you there. Have you had enough time, Coach, with your technical team to have that exclusive, time that you are talking about with the players?
Well, with the technical team, yes, but with the players, no, because as you know, unfortunately, everything here is going waves. It's more like an event. It's more like a social event rather than a plan. So everyone was fantastic, pulled everything together when we were to qualify for Djibouti games, and then suddenly all the interest kind of dropped, and now everything seems to be picking up now. Which actually we lost about 90 hours of practice, proposed practices, which actually been approved, but we didn't have resources allocated for that.
You talk about the resources, and this is where I want to draw you into. What kind of resources are you talking about?
Well,
you have the players already that you need to go for practice.
Yes.
What else do you need?
Yeah, so you can't carry them in your back. You have to have petrol. You have to have, food. You have to have certain, even footballs, proper footballs. So only that, if you look, there are limited resources. On the other hand, in a modern football, you have to have specific analyze software. You have to have GPS to monitor their heart rate and to monitor their effort and to know exactly each player where they stand. And you have to compare with what actually our players, for example, like let's say take Woskar, what is the effort his and his team is doing in Slavia Prague, and us to compare to see exactly how to get up. And on top of that, to know how the opponents are doing, and us to make a plan, which actually always we done plans for each match. But in order to do that, you need time and preparation.
Yeah, but this is why you saw. This is why you stand up tall. You put your hands in the coal pot. Fire burns you, but your hands are there. That is why you wanted to be coach.
Yes, but when you take a job, you take, discuss, and also you say that, well, this is, the needs and requirement. Then you present a plan, and the plan is approved. But then, obviously, if the plan is approved, the resources are not allocated. So what you're going to do then? It's not easy. So you have to struggle, to find all sorts of, different shortcuts. But sometimes you compromise until maybe at some point the whole project becomes compromised.
Kevin, listening to the coach, he's talking about projects, he's talking about funding, and before you begin his assistant, you once was in such a situation, player, bring you home, camp you, feed you, give you your game appearances, fees, and whatever and so forth. It's said the same way right now as we speak because you are no more a player or a manager.
I heard you talk about game appearances and stuff. We've played long ago with Liberia. I grew up with under 16, under 20 in the national team. Situations were very different, and you know that. We thought we did those things so that the guys can be okay now, but things are still sometimes tight. And I think the coordination between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and LFA is what is slowing the situation with the team. However, we stay very much optimistic as technicians, and we adjust and adapt to situations, hoping that in the end, of course, we'll be held for positive results. So we try to do our best, and we always hope that these things will be better. We are not here to complain. We did not come here to complain. We came to talk about Liberia football and see where the Lone Star can get even better. While we do so, we hope that everybody can rally around to make sure that we have a game. And the national team is not an event. We should have a project, and the project should be ongoing. You can only ask for results when you prepare. When you prepare yourself, if the preparation is good, I'm okay to question me why the result is not forthcoming. We wait a lot of times. We wait for the day of the game for results. This is not fair to the players and to the technical staff. We played 2 matches with Djibouti, where we qualify for the group stage, and then comes the World Cup match. In a few days, we're going to be playing against Namibia and Sao Tome, and we need to be ready for those matches.
Let me drag you guys into the mud runner as we speak, and I know Mario want to speak to that. Mario, where are we now with your preparation for those 2 matches next month?
Well, I said to you, we are with 90 hours behind because from the scheduled plan, we are 90 hours behind. So basically, I said we have to make compromise, but we hope we won't compromise the project.
19 hours behind?
Yes.
Does that 19 hours of plenty of time?
Yeah, 90 hours of training, which actually, if you need to look, basically, you talk about in our preparation is about 5 to 7 hours per day because we have. Let's take it, through one day. Well, days like this: breakfast in the morning, and that has to be a proper nutritional breakfast for high performance athletes. And after that, we have a video session. After the video session, present to the player what will going to happen on the pitch. We go and we practice what we discuss. Afterwards, we have a meal. Then players are resting because they need to have to top up their energy. Afterwards, sometimes we have small group discussion, maybe sometimes one-on-one, sometimes video session, sometimes we have sports psychologists which actually works with them, fluid. So we work on different aspects. In the afternoon, we start again with a session, a video session, presentation session about the session in the afternoon. We'll put a session on and we come back, we eat, and after that, we'll have another video session which actually prepare and we present how the opponents are going to play and what are going to be our targets, what is our game plan based on our players and based on the opponent's weaknesses. After which, the player has to evaluate to think how and what they may expect next day in this plan to see actually how it's going to develop. And sometimes we put also players.
Wait, Marco. So 19 hours behind. Why we lost that? Why we behind 19?
Because I said,
90.
we didn't have
90 hours.
90 hours.
Yeah, because
90.
90. Because basically we didn't have resources allocated for this.
Wow. So how do we recover
It's
that?
like missing some training.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
training.
yes.
I know.
Okay.
So can we recover that before the game next month?
Well, unless you invent some sort of machine to go to the time back and to do it, you can't. So basically I said, you have to make some compromise. You have to do something. At the moment, for example, let's say we could say that we are half fortunate, because I'm saying half, let's say to have these 3 points, from the decision, but you have to not to have, high hopes, because this decision, for example, is just at the moment pending an appeal. And you never know what will happen or not. So, but anyway, regardless that, we have to go there, and every time, every single club I worked, every single country I worked, every single team I coach, I'm going to a football pitch with the intention to win. Obviously, we try to prepare from the remaining time as best as could, but sometimes, your best may not be good enough on the day, particularly if you don't have all the tools.
But coach, you've worked with the local players now for a couple of months. Are they gradually grasping your philosophy?
I think most of them they do. However, is for example now a major barrier in terms of this kind of cultural things. You see, for example, is inexplicable players that they are on the verge of being national team to go to county meets.
Wow.
I can't see the reasoning for someone. Well, county meets should be for players that are actually, up and coming, to showcase their skill and to have a platform for them to be seen, not for so-called established players to go there and basically to do what? To get injured or to show themselves that they are good players against players that, they play second, third division, or contrary, to show actually, they are not any better than them. So it's a little bit, something I didn't understood. And even now, ongoing, I found out that some member of the squad, they are taking part in some also social football, which actually is completely unacceptable. But
Wow.
is their way of thinking that, well, you can't do it that much, you have to adapt it.
Is that a tricky situation that you find yourself in?
Well, it's not easy.
But and you were at the SKD doing the counter meet, taking notes always. I'm sure you got good notes.
Well, we had, because basically if you're to look from county meet, we picked some players that we are looking to give them a chance, not necessarily to become straight in the national team, but at least to have a look at them closely, to use this opportunity and to, like we give to lots of other, foreign-based players that will happen to be in a country, so they come over, invite them, to have a look at them. So I think for them it was a fantastic opportunity, and you may be surprised.
And you were looking around for Liberian players. Are you still on the coast? I'm talking about outside. Are you still looking around?
Well, obviously, I think I may have told you before, but anyway, good to remind this, everyone. in the past, we used to have a platform. That's it, because now that resource has gone. We used to have a platform that actually we have about 40 players abroad, and we monitor every single one, and we can see their matches, we can see their performance, and we can see the data tracking. So we do monitor every single player possible, and we look to have an open door for everyone. It doesn't matter if it's local player or a foreign-based player. I don't have a quota per such, but I want everyone to challenge for their place.
The voice of the head coach of the Liberia national football team, Coach Mario Marinica. Also here is Kevin Sipwe, his principal assistant. We're taking a break to be right back.
I want Liberian Lone Star, 104 players. I want Liberian Lone Star, got 104 players. I want Liberian people, we choose success. I want Liberian people, we choose success.
Our Liberian Lone Star, 104 players. Yeah. Our Liberian Lone Star, get 104 players. Our Liberian Lone Star, 104 players. Our Liberian Lone Star, get 104 players.
The Liberian people, we choose success. Our Liberian people, we choose success.
Our Liberian people, we choose success. Our Liberian people, we choose success. Wherever you play, wherever you go, the Liberian people, we choose victory, victory, victory.
Victory, Lone Star gave us victory. 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 Lone Star gave us victory.
Victory, Lone Star gave us victory. 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 Kaya Pepe, 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 Kaya Pepe.
Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mogi champion. Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mogi champion. 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 Oh, number one, one money, baby. Number two money, baby. Oh, number three money, baby. Number four money, baby. Oh, number five money, defender. Number six money, baby. Oh, number seven money, winger. Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mogi champion. 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 Mighty Baron, Mighty Baron, Mogi champion.
never mind for that long break. As I aware, His Excellency President Joseph Boakai is concluding his 3 days of retreat with his cabinet, and we are receiving signals that our OSA broadcast crew is already posted at the ministerial complex in Congo Town. And so as soon as we get signals from our OSA broadcast crew, we will interrupt Super Sports to join the team there at the complex where His Excellency President Joseph Boakai and his cabinet are concluding their 3 day of retreat of the government. Super Sports returns. And Kevin, let's come back to you very briefly before we go. The coach is talking about 90 hours of shortage in terms of preparation and what have you and so forth. Do we stand a chance in the 2 matches away to Satume, Principe, and that of Namibia next month?
Well, football remains football. We've lost some time, and we hope that we can find a way through. But football will always be what it is. We go with a positive attitude. We, of course, like the coach said, we go out there to try to win, and keeping optimistic, and hopefully we try to gather the necessary points.
Football is money. Without money, there's no football. Coach, we are receiving these reports that you're not happy. Let's say it's square, you're not happy. We have been informed that you are yet to receive your salary for 2 months. You're not happy. You want to walk away.
Well, yes, it's true that there is a shortage of, salary payments.
Shortage of salary payment for 2 months?
I wouldn't get into that details.
But they owe you as far as you are concerned.
Yes.
They owe you.
Yes.
How many months they owe you for?
Well, long enough. Even 1 hour is long enough, because once you have a commitment, you have a commitment. And,
does that worry you as the coach of the national team? You haven't been paid for perhaps maybe 2-3 months.
Well,
you stay in the job.
It's not only about me, because I have an extremely weird contract. I never had anything like that. Is that actually I'm the contractor and I have to pay all my staff. So therefore, it's not only me, it's the staff as well that actually, they haven't got the pay, because I have to be paid in order them to get paid.
So maybe Kevin is a Liberian, he has gotten his salary. Kevin, have you gotten yours?
He just said to you.
My man, I'm asking the question, have you gotten yours?
The coach has to be paid, and then the rest of the technical staff will be compensated. That's how it is. It's not an individual deal.
Oh, okay.
So it's a package. So he gets the bulk, and then he does the disbursement. So
does that play on you people as technicians? You working no pay.
Well, it doesn't have to do with just technician. I think we all, if you come to work every day, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you're not being paid, I'm sure you won't be happy. So it's just a normal thing that people are not all that happy when they're not being paid. However, we still know that things going to be settled. We've been talking, and hopefully this thing will be. Yeah. Hopefully it will be resolved.
Is it like digging hole, covering hole in Liberia?
Well, I don't know where they're going to get it, whether they're going to dig hole or cover hole, but they're going to make sure that it's done. The important thing that it's done, so
the process has started, and seems that things, start rolling, and there is promises that shortly things will be, a little bit better.
Mario,
yeah.
Look into my face. You think you will get something before you go to Namibia and that of Satume?
Well, if I were to have a crystal ball, I'll tell to everyone what the score will be, and therefore maybe some of them will become millionaires.
There's a parable in Liberia that says money can make Baker to dance. When you get money, you go out to play your hearts out. If no money, you just go and you just want to play.
Well, football is football. Like Kevin said, the ball is round, and when you start the match, you start 50-50 chances. And what is funny, not many people know, is that in a football match, every single team has the same amount of time possession. They may keep it longer, but everyone has the same thing. So if one team has 200 times the ball, the other one has 200 times the ball. The thing is what you do with the ball when you have it.
Kevin, let's come back to this game, these two double headers. You played 2 matches away, Namibia and that of Sao Tome and Principe. Do we stand a chance? Can we get victory? Because we lost 2 games at home already in the World Cup qualifiers, and you have 2 coming up in June. Can we salvage anything from those matches?
The thing about these games,
Because looking at what the coach said, 90 hours wasted, no preparation, no training, no money to prepare the boys, and you're going for a double header.
no, I wouldn't say no preparation. We started preparation.
It's kind of slow, it's kind of low.
It's just the way we wanted it, the way we anticipated that we did the last time, we didn't do it. So when you look at the game, the 3 teams are playing away. Namibia is playing, the game will be in South Africa. Sao Tome game will be in Morocco. And so the 3 teams are playing away. Namibia has a very good team, and we all know that. We're going to try to do our best. We still want to keep fixed in our mind and working with the players, keeping them away from whatever situation. And there's been a lot of work, there's been a lot of talking, and we're hoping that from now to the time we'll be okay. Things are gradually getting better, and the few players that are going to come also, they will join the team.
How many players are you bringing? It's a general question.
Yeah,
16,
coach.
17?
The coach could tell us.
17 players and where? Abroad?
Yeah, overseas.
Coach,
I'm just asking the question, how many players are you bringing? I'm just
Coach,
suggesting.
where are you getting your players? Are you getting overseas? I mean, the first game we saw here,
Yeah.
you put your faith in the Locusts.
Yes. Well, I didn't put the faith in the locals, if you had to put like that. I put faith in every single player selected. So it happened at that time to select more locals because it was the circumstances that we've been allowed to train and to practice with them. And I would prefer players that we can train and practice rather than players just coming for 24 hours before the match.
Okay.
And we have to address the balance to see what and how these local players been given massive chances. Are they ready, or they are too busy with the social football? So we have to see how many of them are ready, and what is the requirement, to fit them around foreign-based players, and foreign players around local-based players, to make a team, to make a position-specific balanced team, and to have a chance to win. For example, against Namibia, which actually
That's a tough one.
Yeah, Namibia, for example, they done very well in AFCON, and the reason they done very well because they have a project, and their project is for many years now. The same thing like Senegal had a project for 5 years, and they started doing very well in 2012 after some disaster. Then now where they are. So basically, we need a project. So at the moment, Namibia, for example, they had in camp for 12 days already with 53 players. And yesterday just trimmed it to 35, and they're going to be next week to trim it to 23. So basically, if you look, a massive project to accommodate 53 players, food accommodation, plus, coaching staff, plus all the GPS, the things, I was talking about, all this software and everything. So it's a massive project, which actually, you see, that was the thing I was discussing. You need to have a national project rather than, this kind of event thing.
So what do you have on your table for the LFA to implement? Do you have a project that the LFA is implementing, or it is just like something that you're just collecting from all over and just throwing it on the floor?
Well, I think the country has to work towards a project, because at the moment, when you have things objective specific, unless you have the tools and you have the sufficient funding and everything allocated, it's very difficult to work on project by objective by objective, because it's a very short thing. You are looking 1-2 matches, and the objective may be jeopardized. So therefore, what you do, you restart again. So that's something for everyone to think about it.
Okay.
Have you seen some Liberians outside that you think you may give a call for the games?
You may be surprised.
Surprise? Not to see or surprise to see?
Both.
0770-916-988. 0770-916-988 is the number to call. We have roughly 7 minutes to be here on the show. 0770-916-988. We have Kelvin Sekwe and Coach Mario in our studio this morning talking about Liberian football, precisely the Liberian national football team. Let's go to line 1. Talk to our very first caller here on this line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you quickly.
My name is Eric Schwan. I'm a school journalist and I call from Manhattan. There's this question that you asked the coach and his deputy about the foreign player. He's not definitely about the foreign player. I will let Coach Mario to tell us whether he will feature less foreign player in next 2 matches, or we will still see more local players. My second concern has to do with when Nigeria want to see ourselves as a bigger state, but the issue about foreign is one thing that people want to look at. Not what it was.
Okay, all right. The issue of funding is what you want to talk about. 0770-916-988 is the number to call. We have been informed that the OB should be ready. So let's just squeeze in this last quarter while we get them set to go. Good morning. Let's hear you quickly.
I will let you turn us from the coach. The 2 matches doesn't have to be reaching or.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Coach. Let's hear very quickly. One of the callers is asking whether you're bringing in how many foreign players to combine with the locals quickly.
Well, I just said, it's up to the local players to raise to the event, and it's up to foreign-based players to prove that actually, they're informed.
Okay, Coach, Kevin, just 1 second. Your party coming. We got to go to the OB.
Yeah.
Okay, we just want to encourage everybody that brings to support the Lone Star. Lone Star is our pride, so